former federal prosecutor. Thanks for being with us, Joe.
It was a pleasure. Lots going on here in Washington.
As always. Yes. So the president is very cross about all this reporting that he asked Bill Barr to clear him in a public news conference. But was it necessary for the Attorney General to do that about that phone call with Ukraine's leader?
I get that the president is saying he didn't make this request. It is reminiscent of reports we heard a long time ago when the president reportedly wanted James Comey, the former FBI director, to have a similar news conference back when we were talking about Russia and how he was upset about Jeff Sessions not willing to go on the record, our previous attorney general. So, but whether it happened or not, I think, keep in mind, the Justice Department has already weighed in on this phone call, and the day that the transcript was released back in September, the Justice Department made a statement saying that they looked at the transcript, the call between President Trump and President Zelensky, and they found there was not a campaign finance violation and nothing further to investigate. So the president sort of did get some kind of weigh-in from the Justice Department on this issue. It just may not have been in the fashion he apparently wanted.
Well, he always wants a public statement of loyalty to the president. Meanwhile, we are getting more transcripts released, and one of them from a State Department official who apparently said that Rudy Giuliani, the president's lawyer, was engaged in a campaign full of lies and incorrect information about the former Ukraine ambassador. Rudy Giuliani has lawyered up. Does he have some legal exposure here?
It's hard to say if Mr. Giuliani personally has exposure. I have a lot of respect for him. He has a long history of being a very good lawyer and a very good politician here in this country. However, he has been playing what seems like a very dangerous game in the fact that he is sort of weaving in and out his personal defense and advocacy for the president with official U.S. policy. So it's hard to ignore that, again, back to that transcript, when the President Trump says to President Zelensky of Ukraine, I'll have you get in touch with, one, my attorney general, and two, my personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, you can't help but at least say, what's going on here? Are we talking personal defense and advocacy, or are we talking about the national policy of the United States? It really shouldn't be both.
Now, if Democrats are drawing up articles of impeachment against the president, the step that would follow the public hearings that begin next week, based on all the transcripts you've seen, Joe, what do you think those articles of impeachment might be?
Laura, they don't have to be strictly within the boundaries of a formalized federal crime. But that being said, I do think that Democrats will want to reflect at least one substantive crime. And I think it's going to be bribery or something along those lines. The argument, I'm not saying I advocate for it, but I think the argument will be it was, in effect, a bribe that President Trump said, you will get this military aid, you, Ukraine, if in exchange I get the information that I want about the Bidens and the 2016 election origin. Now, there could be obstruction charges latched onto that, but I think at the crux of it, the Democrats will want some substantive quasi-criminal impeachment article in the hopes that that sort of reflects public opinion and that people understand it's a serious matter.
Joe Moreno, thanks so much for being with us.
Happy to do it.